Big news here, the 128 gig version of the Quest 2 just had a permanent price drop to $199. This is a big deal. So, I've had a Quest 2 for a little over 3 years now, so I've been a big fan for a while. And I have to tell you, at this price point, the value you're getting from a standalone VR experience in itself is fantastic. So, if you've been playing Elite Dangerous and you haven't tried it in VR yet, it's a game changer. On the other hand, if you're looking at getting into VR and you haven't tried Elite Dangerous yet, boy are you in for a treat. So, here are my top 3 reasons why VR and Elite Dangerous are a match made in gaming heaven. So first up, VR is super useful for mining. The increased spatial awareness really makes the mining process faster and more efficient, and it just feels more intuitive overall. Think about it. An asteroid field is a 3-dimensional space. A lot of the time, the next asteroid you should mine isn't going to be right there in your field of view. Maybe it's above you, or below you, or over your shoulder. It's so much easier to just glance around and look for the next rock. Without VR, I would usually just mine more or less in a straight line, or at least in a somewhat flat plane. When you can more easily just glance up and around, you'll hit more rocks in a smaller area and be able to be more efficient. And let's be honest here, flying through an asteroid field in VR is just a lot of fun. So previously, I used to just turn on night vision when mining, just so that I could see which rocks lit up first when the pulse fired, which would kind of tell me which ones were closer than the others. Because when the asteroids are all different sizes, it's pretty hard to judge the distance between them. On the other hand, the 3D depth of field you get in VR allows you to better judge the scale and distance of the objects around you. Now, obviously it's not going to come across too well in a 2D YouTube video, but trust me, the difference is very apparent. But yeah, overall, VR just makes navigating around and picking out your next rock so much more intuitive and efficient. And fun. Did I mention fun? Mining is actually fun now. In any combat situation, one of the most important aspects is situational awareness. And a pretty basic part of situational awareness is just knowing where your opponent is. Now in this case, being able to track your opponent above, below, or to the side just by, turning your head is a huge improvement. Especially if, like me, combat is not exactly your strong suit, and you end up doing a lot of the back and forth jousting style of dogfighting. So think about it this way. Imagine you're actually a pilot, right? And you're wearing a flight suit that locks your head and body so that you're always facing straight ahead. And you have to push a button on the console to be able to unlock your head and look around. And then you have to push that button to come back to center and be able to do anything else. That's what the constraint is like when you're playing on a monitor. When you switch to VR, it's like being able to take off that suit and throw it away. So take off those shackles and have a look around. Now, I've talked at length in other videos about the fantastic sense of immersion that Elite Dangerous provides. It really is awesome. But once I jumped into VR, it took that sense of immersion from a 10 to an 11. Seriously, it made this feel like this. Once I slipped that headset on, I'm not just playing Elite Dangerous anymore. Now I'm actually sitting in the cockpit of my Crate Mark II. Now, when I deploy hardpoints, I'm not just pressing the button that I need to press before I can fire my weapons. I'm actually deploying them. Look, there they are! I know, it sounds silly, but the little things like that just crank up that sense that you're actually there, in your ship. Oh. And isn't there a certain feature that people have been asking for a few years now? Huh. Well, get up and take a look around. But come on, Elite Dangerous isn't just about the inside of your ship. The fact of the matter is that exploring the galaxy and witnessing the majesty of the cosmos is an amazing experience in VR.
Adjustments they can to get the ship close to the target. After that, we'll launch all the pods as the ship passes it by. With any luck, they will all land safely, and we can finally call this mission a success.
From the moment that I put on a VR headset with Elite Dangerous, it became a totally different game. I cannot recommend it enough. And now, for around or less than the price of a throttle and stick system, it's cheaper and easier than ever to get into. So give it a whirl. But that's all for me today, Commanders. Fly dangerously. I'll see you next time.